Sean says they also are very fake with their content. Then truth must prevail. And I must have 1,000,000 subscribers. We're just a wee bit short. About 974,000 short. Otherwise, we've hit the target. We are on our way to our 1,000,000. The moral of today's story is that when I don't have enough sleep, I don't just go slow. I also go goofy. So and laugh a lot. All right, Christian. Oh, no. Sid says, General, jawohl. Please tell me how to live a fulfilled single life. I'm still figuring it out. No. Okay, fine. Now, he says, I wish to finish my PhD in the next 7 to 8 months. And then wherever I get a job, I want to move in the woods. The only job in the woods would be being a woodpecker. There is no job in the woods unless you meant to get the job in the city and then live in the woods. I'm writing now from the woods. Sid, I understand what you're saying. So let's talk about this a little bit. I think it could be interesting. I also love nature. I can't have this dream of mine to have a piece of land somewhere in Hawaii and have a horse or two, grow my own vegetables, and do what I do. Enjoy a simple food, obviously tea, meditate, become more one with the nature. I understand all that. For me, that is acceptable at my age, even though I really could have enjoyed this all through my youth. But be careful if what you're asking is what you really love to do, or is it a way to rebel against what you think your life is lacking? Is it escape to not to expect to have it the way you actually want it, and let's escape, you say, to the woods where I can be content with what is there, which is totally different what I really want to do. So is it a way to escape from your dreams or your dissatisfaction of how life is going? Or is it something that you really want as ongoing part of life? I think in your case it's probably both. More because you really like it as ongoing part of your life, and you just want to commute to go to your work and come back to that tranquility of nature. But remember, it should be thoroughly that you really want to live like that, not that I'm taking seclusion as an answer to something that I can't deal with or haven't dealt with. In that case, it doesn't matter where you go. If you haven't managed a certain issue, that issue is not outwardly, is inwardly. The answer is in your head. No matter where you go, your head goes with you. So the question will always be there. It's not the geographical scenery that you change and then you change your thoughts. It is actually changing your thoughts that changes your thoughts, not an outside physical entity or scenarios or scenes, activities or distractions. Thoughts are how you feel. Thoughts are motivators for you to choose certain thing over certain other thing, or not choose at all. Get engaged or not get engaged in some activity or some direction or some goal. It is the thought that you must understand. You must understand thought is responsible for how you feel. At the same time, most thoughts have no credibility. They're just bringing question. And they're stupid. Thoughts are stupid. Thoughts are not a mandate. Thoughts are just statics sometimes, of no good. Just create question and put you to work for something that is not even worth thinking about. With the limited knowledge that we have, ending up with limited thinking and never be able to solve something that is as simple as saying, I walk away. I don't want it. I don't want to think about it. It's not important. I don't give it importance. My thoughts are giving importance to thoughts. If I decide not to give importance to certain thoughts, then that thought doesn't deserve any answer, and I won't occupy my mind in order to manage it, because I have already dubbed it dumb. So I think we stop on that topic before we go too far in. Sid says, I just want to be single now for the rest of my life. Yeah, really. And be content with it. Any thoughts? Yeah, you are temper tantruming. That is not really what you want. You're angry for something didn't go your way. And your thoughts are telling you that what didn't go your way is the right thing for you. How could something that hasn't gone your way was meant to go your way? Obviously was meant to not go your way, because it didn't. And instead of understanding that, respecting that, loving the fact that something taking care of you by putting you on the right track, by taking something away from your path, which would have steered you wrong, you're sticking to it and making it as if a disaster has happened. And you're now embarking on a temper tantrum to sentence yourself to singularity, singularity, the rest of your life. That's not logical. You can see that I was perhaps correct in saying your reason for the woods is both. One is escape. You're giving more value to the outside desires than the actual concept of life. You've summed up life to some experience of it, and you're suffering or happy for one thing, one fragment experience of this life, which is totally unreasonable. Life is so much bigger than just one thing or relationship. And if one doesn't work, you have to understand many relationships may or may not work. At one point in time, temporarily or permanently, they break up. And that's part of this whole experience of relationship and life. It's not supposed to be thought that in the temporary life that we live, we expect a permanent relationship. You want the fragment to be different than what the fragment is coming from. You want the fragment of the life to be more permanent than the life itself. You want the relationship to be more permanent than the temporary life. The whole block is temporary, and yet you want to create a permanent situation in a temporary by simply a physical attachment and attraction to a physical entity, which that itself has a duration. Every physical thing has a duration. It's not fair that, you know, I haven't slept much and I'm slow, and you get me into this deep philosophical discussions, but I think you've had enough for now. Deal with it.